What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Opinionated Off Topic with Carlos Mojica, co-founder, co-owner of Opinionated Media. I'm Kim Theory, co-founder, co-owner of Opinionated Media. Today we're with Sias, or Sias, the boy. Super excited to have him on the podcast. He's a great friend of ours. Obviously, him and the PCT boys do a lot of work together, music videos, behind the scenes, music content. And then he's always showing us unreleased stuff. And he's going to be one of the people we're going to constantly work with, especially as an artist. Very, very talented artist, and definitely deserves more of a spotlight. So that's what we're here to do today, give him more of a spotlight, hear about what he's working on, some of the stuff he's doing, and introduce him to the rest of you guys. So
yeah, appreciate you coming on. It's been, like you said before the pod, it's long overdue. But hey, better late than never. And sometimes it's better to happen this way, because we've had some pods in the past where like they're scheduled, they're supposed to happen, but it didn't happen, and they happened like way later, and they turned out to be better. So
yeah,
sometimes better to wait.
Sure.
But like I said, I appreciate you taking time out your day. Just give us a little backstory. I mean, you and I, we've known each other for a while. I met at Top Golf.
Yes, sir. TGU.
Cam,
I met him a couple years ago, so probably like 2 years ago. Known him for 2 years now.
Like 2 years.
Yeah, I met him a couple years ago. So
yeah, just a little backstory where you came from to basically what you're doing now.
Yes, sir. My name is Sias. Shit, I come from Austin, Texas, born and raised. I know some people like they don't know, like they're not from here, so it's kind of weird to be like, "Hey, Austin, born and raised." So I think that's cool.
Yeah,
I take pride in that, Austin. And then shit, bro. Lately, I just been locked in the studio, trying to be creative in different ways, whether that be engineering vocals, trying to figure out like different effects, or listening to new type of beats, because sometimes I'll be like getting on some beats and I just think it's like repetitive and shit. So like I'll be trying to listen to new beats and try to get like new creative ideas and stuff like that. So basically what I've been doing is just trying to be my best creative self at the moment, and just experiment with sounds. And that's what I've been doing lately.
Yeah, it's been dope, bro, because a lot of the times, Close, you come over, you'll show us unreleased stuff you haven't put out, and we're hearing, like, you just played something for us earlier, and we're hearing, like, just how you're saying experimenting, like, they're all starting to sound different. You can tell you're starting to get more comfortable with certain kind of cadences and a delivery and whatnot. The growth too. The growth's the biggest thing as well. Because that's what it comes with. You get comfortable in a lane and you're so used to doing a certain song or a certain sound or whatever. But if you're not, pushing yourself by trying something new, then you won't grow, like you're saying, as an artist.
Yeah. How did this all start? Like, where did it all stem from? Like, were you just a kid and the music was the thing, or was it something that you just kind of fell in love with like later down the line?
I mean, music, I've always been in love with music, ever since a kid. Every Sunday my mom would have to put on music because like we just wake up and we just start cleaning and then she'll put on some music, and so like music's always been a part of my life when I do that. And I started picking up some things on some songs, and then it came up to a point where like I started doing like little talent shows at my school, or started doing like the little plays. Or I remember one time I auditioned for this choir that was like for 5th grade, and like I didn't know how to sing. Shit, I still don't know how to sing, but I just wanted to do it because I like music and learning about that. So, but I didn't really like plan on being like an artist like this until I'll say just after I graduated. Because I remember I first started making beats because I love the way things sound. And like I said, whenever it sounds right for me, it sounds right for me. So I just like started picking up on beats and stuff like that. And I first started like on this little, I forgot the website name, but it was like a free little DAW online. And I was making like trash ass beats there, but it was like somewhere, And that's how I first got introduced into like, producing and like mixing and shit like that. And then after I first showed that boy JG, y'all know JG.
Of course.
Yeah. I first showed him my first beat and he was like, "Hey bro, it's actually not that bad." And I was like, "Really?" And he was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Where'd you make it on?" I was like, "I don't know. I just made it on this free website, right?" And then he was like, "Hey, you should look up on YouTube where Metro Boomin makes his beats." And I was like,
yeah, because that's right when Metro was started popping.
Yeah.
You graduated 2016?
I graduated 2018.
2018?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was a little bit after like he was like the V thing, because it was like what, 2016,
Yeah,
2017 when he was
2016,
like
17, 15, like basically Dirty Sprite 2 came out 2014. So just like
that time frame.
That
It was
time
like
frame.
Metro.
Metro was
So
the
what
wave.
was it that got you like back into it? Because you didn't pick it up until after high school. So was it like when after high school you're like, all right, I'm gonna do this?
So it was actually JG. You know, he was the one. He was like, "Hey, bro, I'm gonna start rapping." And I was like, "Oh, really?" He was like, yeah. He was like, "But I don't have no beats. You need to start making beats." I was like, and like back then, you know, JG, he's been my neighbor for a while, so I just go along with anything he does. So I was like, all right, fuck it. You know, I'll start making beats. So I started learning how to make beats, and then I had all these beats I had made, but like no one to go over it. You know, I would like share my beats here and there to people from school. You know, but like I ain't gonna lie, some of them were like
not it, huh?
not it.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I mean everybody starts somewhere, you know.
Exactly. So that's why I be just giving out my beats. You know, and then it wasn't until I met this boy ZD, and y'all know ZD too. ZD was actually like the first person to like inspire me to rap and shit like that, you know, because I remember I would show him my beats, and like he would fuck with my beats heavy, and he would put me onto other people, and they'd fuck with my beats heavy, and then he'd be like, "Hey, bro, like I like the type of music you listen to, I like the type of beats you on," and I was like, "Really?" I was like, "Yeah," and I was like, "Low key, like I kind of want to start rapping." I remember I just like hinted at that. I was like, "I kind of want to start rapping," and he was like, "Really?" I was like, "Yeah," and he was like, "Fuck it, bro, just do that shit." He was like, honestly, I can teach you how to do it too if you want, and shit like that. And I was like, yeah, bro, I'm just shooting the shits, you know.
For
At
sure.
first, I was like, I'm just bullshitting. But
Yeah.
then, like low key behind the scenes, I was watching them YouTube videos on like how to sound like Travis Scott, how to sound like Playboy Carti, how to sound like so and so type shit, and I'll just stay up all night watching those videos, and then I learned how to do all that through FL Studio.
Is that what you're on now? Is FL?
FL.
So was autotune something you wanted to go with like right off the rip when you started, or is it?
I wouldn't say that. I would say that at first I didn't use autotune, but then I fell in love with autotune because a lot of autotune artists are coming out at that same time, you know. And then that's whenever I was like, oh wow, like this is a new sound. They're pushing like boundaries with the autotune. You can really push boundaries with autotune. So I started doing that, and that's whenever I started like using autotune.
Gotcha. So how long ago did ZD go to high school with you?
Yeah, ZD went to high school.
He went to high school with you?
Yeah.
Okay. So how long ago did you start rapping then?
Shit, I started like I said.
Because you graduated 2018.
Yeah.
And then you were making beats, and then when was this 2018 still when you started rapping?
Yeah, I was making beats before 2018. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was making beats basically from my sophomore year to my senior year, and then throughout my senior year, I was fucking with the, like I said, how to sound like blah blah blah, and like started recording. I bought my first mic, put the hoe in the closet, and then like start recording, right. And then I remember I recorded my first single. It was called High School Grad. High School Grad, and I had that hoe, and like I was just working on that song specifically because I remember the whole reason I thought like people's songs were trash is because it didn't sound right. It sounded like, you know, low quality, and I don't like how that sounds. So I was like, if I'm gonna release anything, I'm gonna make sure like it sounds good and like it's at least quality enough for me to be like, hey, I want y'all to hear this.
Yeah. No, for sure. And I feel like too, having that, you know, background of creating beats, engineering, doing that at the beginning, like how much did that help you when you really started to, all right, let me start rapping? Like, cause I feel like that's the hardest part is really knowing like that aspect of it.
Shit, bro, it would help a ton, bro. Like when it comes to like the reverb, delay, when it comes to like shifting pitch and like just ordering shit. You know, the order, like I would say like a lot of people whenever they first start off, they don't know how to order things, you know. So like it kind of sounds off and they don't know how to move things to move like correct places.
Yeah.
And making beats, that's when I first learned how to do all of that. So like, and making beats is kind of like, I like to think about it as like not being precise, but like as a game for like precision type shit, and like just filling stuff into voice that need to be there. So like if it kind of looks like if it's gonna drop off, something's gonna be there. then you have to like, it kind of looks like a Mario game. You know, when I started making
That makes
beats.
sense. That makes
Like,
sense. So when you first made your first song, what were your thoughts? Were you like, this shit's kind of whack? Because it's your first song, and like,
Yeah.
I mean, you might have like freestyled here and there, and like done some stuff with like JG.
Yeah.
But like, it's your first song. It's done. It's complete. I don't know if you released it to the public or not, but you're showing friends. Like, what were your first initial thoughts on that?
Shit, bro, I thought it was hard.
Yeah?
Yeah, I thought it was hard off the rip. Just because, like I said, I took my time with it, and I made sure it sounded right, and like the autotune was sounding nice, and like it sounded better than what like the people that, like I said, were releasing from my school. And then I put that out, and like I said, no one knew I was rapping. Everyone knew that some people knew I was making beats, you know, and shit like that. Cause I'll show, like I said, I'll give out beats out and show people, but no one knew I was rapping. And then it was literally, I graduated, I went home, I took a picture of my diploma and my graduation hat, and then I used that as the album cover, and I posted the song "High School Grad."
Did you post it on SoundCloud?
SoundCloud,
Yeah.
And then like I said, I heard it multiple times before I posted it, and I was like, yeah, like I was like bopping my head. I was like, yeah, I would listen to this all the time, type shit. So I posted that hoe, and like looking back at it now, you know, that hoe's mids. But like,
I mean,
that hoe was hard because the beat was made by me, and like the vocals were
Yeah.
made by me and shit like that.
Like I tell like everybody that is an artist that comes on, like not many people are gonna just put out like fire stuff their first time. Like it's all part of like learning and growing, because I mean there's so much that goes into it, and you probably found out just from beat making, just finding your voice.
Yeah.
Finding when to put lyrics here, lyrics there, like finding out what to say, or like, oh, I don't want to sound too repetitive because I keep saying this. Like, it's not easy. And as long as I've been listening to you, which is about 2 years ago, you've always had a good pen. Was that something you've always had, or is that something that just kind of grew over time?
By pen, what you mean?
Like your lyrics, like you write really well.
That definitely grew over time.
Yeah.
Definitely grew over time. Like at first I was like, you know, like the SoundCloud rap, you know, saying, yeah, you know, and just like filling in the words with like bullshit. And then it wasn't until later where I was like, all right, I need to start like, you know, at least putting shit together where it started making sense and start hitting some punchlines and shit like that. And then once I started working on my punchlines, that's whenever I started just getting creative with my words. And then whenever I really take my time and like write shit out, that's whenever I really start like putting 2 and 2 together and shit like that. And that came like, I say I started doing like the punchlines better like a year to a year and a half, you know. That's the timeline I feel like this has been like my quality punch, like, you know, my writing and shit. Like everything's like coming together. I can make a story about it and shit like that.
Yeah. What was some of the like struggles for that? Because it's like when I watch you here, I mean, you don't freestyle, which they call it. I didn't know it's called punching in, but you punch in a lot. But just going there and just writing something and then wanting to make it sound good and have good wordplay. So what like the struggles of that?
The struggles, shit, bro. Like you said, sometimes it'll just get repetitive. You know, sometimes I feel like I'll say some shit and then like I feel like the melody was there, but the words I was like, nah, I don't really like what I'm saying there. So I try to switch up the melody and the words I was saying, and then it just got complicated to where my head was just like, you know, bunched up. And then I felt like whenever like I really like sit back, listen to the beat, took my time to write and shit like that, that's whenever I started doing more successfully. And then that's what I've been doing lately. But then it came to a point where, you know, it's like, man, these songs are kind of taking forever if I do that, you know. So I started doing things in a way I was like, you know what, I'm going to just say how I'm feeling at that moment. And then I'm going to just build it off that. And then that's like the first lines, I was just always like a freestyle. And then I build my songs off of that on some punch-ins.
That's kind of how I feel like, because like one of our favorite artists, Mike, like he'll say he'll like be doing whatever and he'll just be chilling, and then he'll like, you know, hum a melody or sing a melody, and then he'll like pull out his phone and like do it over voice memo, and like it's just like really raw, really rough. But then he's like, I'll take that idea to the studio and it's time to record, and he's like, I already have these ideas written out. Instead of it's like, all right, it's time to put in this work. We're at the studio. I have nowhere to start. I'm just kind of like, all right, I got to make music, but like, where am I starting? You know? So I feel like that's definitely a good thing that you've like kind of picked up and learned on. And then, I guess looking at like your catalog, you released, because like a lot of artists, I feel like they don't really release enough. And even just talking to you, it's like you got to kind of make music for the future. Like you might, make a pack of 3 songs, but it's like, do I release it now, or do I make this pack, put this project together, this idea together, then I have it, set aside to I'm gonna release it at a later date. And then I can work on the next project. But looking at your like catalog, like off rip, your first EP, Blurry Visions, you released in 2020, 8 songs. Like the original PCT intro is used in Time, and then like I remember this was like the first project I really listened to because CJ showed me, and I was just like, whoa. Like a lot of times when you hear an artist, you're kind of like, okay, like they got something there, but really what the direction they're going, it hasn't been thought out yet. But when I first listened to this, I was like, not only is it a unique sound and its quality, but like I just really thoroughly enjoyed like listening to it. And it was like one of the few projects from like my friends where I'm like, damn, like I'm listening to them.
And it's
like
structured really well.
Structured really well. Like I liked what you did with it. Beats hit. So I guess going from there, like talk to us kind of just through how you put out music and like the way you go about your discography.
Shit, bro. Sorry, I need to clear my throat.
No, you're good.
Damn, yeah. Sorry, that just like that, that put a smile on my face type shit. I appreciate
For
y'all
sure, bro.
like,
it's good. You're good, bro.
Yeah,
I'll let you know.
I would be because he has CJ has a playlist and he has a lot of your songs on there too. So I'll be jamming it while I'm gaming, playing Apex and shit.
Bro, that's so loud, bro.
Yeah.
Like I love hearing compliments like that, bro. Like that shit really puts a smile on my face. Like I really do appreciate y'all for like taking out time listening because like I said, it took a long time, learning this shit, and now that I actually know what to do with it and like how like if I want it to sound a certain way, I can do it. And then like I said, it takes some time. I appreciate y'all.
Yeah, no, for sure.
The way I like structure my like discography and shit like that, and like just like putting out music. I remember I was exclusively just SoundCloud at first, SoundCloud, because everyone starts off on SoundCloud, and I would just at first I was releasing singles, and then like I said, I started making a lot of music at that time whenever I first started rapping, because whenever you first start, the ideas are just popping and they're going, and then you're just making everything and anything. And I remember I dropped 4 singles before I dropped my first like mixtape album, and that was Sias and the Cosmos. That was my very first one on SoundCloud, and that's whenever I really started experimenting with like changing my voice and pitch and using autotune to the advantage of my for my music. And because at first it was just like monotone, very relaxed monotone, not even changing the pitch. It was just very like one cadence and a certain flow. And then I had to change it because I was like, the artists I was listening to, they're changing their style, and they're, like I said, they're pushing boundaries, and I was like, I should really like, I need to use autotune to its full advantage. I'm not really doing that. And then Sias and the Cosmos is whenever I really started using like my high pitched voice and stuff like that. And then I liked how that sound, so I implemented what I did there and started making Blurry Visions. And then that's whenever I really started going in onto the high pitch and like experimenting with the autotunes and how shit sounds, reverb and delay. And I feel like that was like my peak piece of like, this is where like I got the most creative off autotune type shit. Yeah. And I just be releasing all the shit I make, bro, because I want to release them all at the same time. I don't know why. I feel like this music, I'll be making music and I'm just like, I don't know why do I just have these? So I just be like, let me just put a compilation. Sorry, my bad.
You're good.
No, you're good.
A compilation of music and that sound good together and just post it onto like SoundCloud. And then I started moving it onto DistroKid because I found DistroKid on YouTube, because I was like, how am I going to make money off this?
Yeah.
Because I can't make money off SoundCloud.
Yeah.
So I started using DistroKid, and it was like $20 a year. You can upload unlimited and shit. And I was like, oh, bro, that's the
and it puts it on Spotify, Apple,
puts it everywhere,
yeah.
Get you on an official page type shit.
Yeah.
Official Spotify, official Apple Music, artists, you know, and you get all those benefits.
And it's only $20. We spend $20 on dumber stuff in our
Yeah,
life. I
and
just placed a $20 bet. Like it's only it's only $20, bro. Like and it it can take you so far.
Yeah, and it's about like really putting things in formation because it's like, all right, this $20 investment, I'm making this music, but it's like now I'm applying the pressure. I'm releasing songs, putting songs out, and now you're like, oh yeah, like, oh, I make music. People are like, oh no, you don't make music, like whatever. And then you send them like a song on Apple or Spotify, and they're like, oh damn, like
more official,
really makes music, instead of post like a YouTube video or.
And you're one of a few artists that actually want to put their music out because I feel like a lot of artists want to hang on to their music, which I get it to an extent because obviously you don't want to oversaturate yourself. Because for a while, I don't know if he still does, but for a while he was big on Currency, but like. At that time, like Currency was just putting music out.
Kind of like YoungBoy.
Yeah, kind of
all the time.
And it's just like sometimes we just don't have the time to like go and listen to all that music.
Yeah.
So like I understand why they want to hold it, but at the same time, I think there was a point where Logic had like 1,500 songs he was sitting on.
Yeah.
And it's just like, why not put stuff out? Especially like if you're not releasing stuff like for years of time, like drop a single here or there, like put a little EP or something.
And I feel like too, like as a artist that's trying to blow up and grow, like you have to release, and you obviously has to be structured, thought out, and put together. Like you can't just like randomly drop a song on a Tuesday, but like dropping 2 songs a month or a song every month or even a song every week. Like I feel like you have to do that, and it has to be quality. Also showing like what you're capable of too, because.
Facts.
If you're doing stuff like that, then the people will see the artist be like, okay, this guy is consistent. This guy or girl is consistent. They release their music on a timely manner. They actually care about it. But then it's like, all right, you do enough to where you're not giving all your cards. It's like, all right, this is like the appetizer. Then you got the album or EP that you're working on, and then you hit them with that. Then you kind of chill and cool off on that, and then you come back with it. And Stacks Go.
Yes.
Yeah. So like, shout out the boy. Like, I really like what he does from like a content perspective. Like, he does a lot of like personal content with like TikTok and Instagram and YouTube, and kind of showing like the behind the scenes. And that brings me to my point of when you guys started doing stuff with CJ and the PCT boys, like doing the rollout, doing the skit, doing music videos. Because at the end of the day, like you releasing a single or EP, even if the content's fire, you got to be able to make it last though. So like storytelling with it, making the videos, behind the scenes. So how important is that to you, doing all that type of stuff?
Shit, bro, that shit's like, it's very important to me, bro, because just like how I like shit to sound, I like shit to look a certain way too, and whenever I drop music and shit like that, I drop like visuals or pictures with it usually, and like the pictures suit the song that I drop with it. Whether it be in black and white, it'd be masked up, it'd be all blurred out or anything, different colors, different saturations, and shit like that. Right now, I'm working on a video that I'm gonna shoot with my boy JG, and then actually the boy Alex and Isaiah.
Yeah.
They're gonna come help tomorrow too.
Yeah, you're supposed to shoot it today.
Yeah. That shit was crazy, bro. I was telling them, I was like, oh my God, bro. I was like, cause like I said, we talked about this off the pod.
Yeah.
It was like the email and shit.
Yeah.
Like,
Duplicated and shit.
But then I looked back on the day and I was like, oh shit, he actually did say today. And then I was like, fuck it. We can just reschedule.
Yeah, no, for sure.
The good thing is like, it's your friends who do it. So
exactly.
like,
It's not like
it's a lot easier to reschedule with them than rather like Orange Jungle.
Yeah.
Yeah, facts, bro.
So, well, that's off topic question, but I thought of it earlier. I don't know why I've never asked this, but when people first start out, they're posting to SoundCloud. What's the benefit to posting to SoundCloud versus to posting to YouTube at first?
SoundCloud, everyone was on SoundCloud back in the day.
For sure.
So like that's where everybody got discovered. So and then plus, it was for I didn't really have any visuals to go onto YouTube, so I wouldn't really post on that, and I didn't have a YouTube account at the time. And then, but I had like a SoundCloud. Like I said, I was using SoundCloud since like middle school, and I remember that's where everybody used to post on there. I don't know really like shout out Soulja Boy because he started that YouTube, like posting your music on YouTube and shit. And I saw that every time he posts music, it was like a music video. So I don't know, my head works different. I'll be like, oh, every time I post on YouTube, it has to be a music video.
I mean, that kind of does make sense just because of like at the time, especially with Logic, Wiz Khalifa, all these artists that kind of blew up on that like blog era type deal. They were posting like vlogs and they're posting like music videos, but like the single visualizers, that kind of became a thing. Like I think like right after the SoundCloud era, and like you're saying, Uzi, Carti, Trippie Redd, Juice WRLD, XXXTentacion, like all of them were like SoundCloud like era, like kind of really like Blue Post Malone, like Russ, like all those people were like kind of what made SoundCloud the thing to go to for artists, because it was like all those guys just started off posting their music on SoundCloud, and then SoundCloud is also like that platform where it's made for underground artists, but it like pushes the content out, and like he was saying, YouTube can probably get tricky, I would assume, just because it's like the average person probably isn't going to go on YouTube and like look up music unless they just like music. But like an app like SoundCloud, it's like people that are on there, like the SoundCloud kids, they're on there trying to find people like you.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So
Makes sense. I was just wondering because I didn't know if like, why would it not make sense to go to YouTube if you can get paid from YouTube? If you have one song blow up, just say it was like White Iverson. Like if White Iverson was on YouTube versus SoundCloud, like why would you not go YouTube? That was the main other thing.
Getting back to like the music videos and stuff like that, I'm curious, like, what is your take on like how you illustrate? Because I don't think we've ever asked this question either. Like, how do you illustrate what you want with the videographer to illustrate the song, I guess? Because obviously music videos are shot all kind of ways. I feel like it definitely has to be your vision to illustrate what you were saying vocally, but also like working with the videographer. And obviously there's certain videographers that have a certain style, so they probably want to throw their little flair on it as well to make it, signature to them. So like, I guess how's that been?
So with music videos, I like to put in my input on like how like sometimes like if a certain shot away and I'll be like, oh, I don't really fuck with that. What if you do like on this angle type shit? Like I'll say that. But honestly, with the music video, it's gotta be like I gotta have that trust that this guy knows that they're gonna do good. They're gonna do good work. So sometimes it's just all trust, but like, they'll show me the music video before they be like, okay, we're gonna release it. And then the way they edit it and shit, I'd be picking up like, hey, what if you do this and this and this and this and this? And then that's how like I put my input in whenever it comes to like the way it looks. The day ofs like shooting and shit like that, I be trying to tell them like, or at least whenever I'm working with JG, me and him been close friends for a while, so it's kind of easy, we can bounce ideas back and forth, so that's why like I like doing music videos with him, because we could really just take an idea and really expand it, and then whenever we transfer it onto like the computer, we just be trying different visual effects out, and then like whatever I see, I'm like, whoa, that's a cool effect. Time it with the clap, time that effect with the clap and shit like that. And then I want you to cut these clips up to where the hi-hats, where it matches the hi-hats, so it's a quick, and then it's a different frame each time it hits and shit like that. And then that's how I be matching the music with the video.
I got you.
Yeah.
How hard is it to find like a good videographer? Because it's like you can like watch YouTube obviously and like see people, but like, oh man, this person's in Chicago. Oh man, this person's in, I don't know, New Mexico. So like, how hard is it to find someone that's like close and you can trust them? Like how'd you get in touch with Orange Jungle?
Shit, bro, I got in touch with him because of Cam.
That's right. You said on the podcast.
Yeah, he sent me a DM saying, hey, look, this guy's in town and he's doing videos. He's really good. And I was like, okay. And like I clicked on his profile and I saw that like he does in Austin, Texas, and Austin, Houston and Dallas and stuff like that. And I was like, hey, bet, he's close. And then I was looking through his Instagram, looking through the clips that he posts, and I was like, whoa, like this guy's different. Like he's good. He's good. And I remember I hit him up, and he was like, yeah, bro, like let's do some work. I'm available this time, and this time. And like we worked like schedules out and stuff like that. And it was fun shooting with him because he picked a location,
Yeah, he was like on the creative director, like helping you out.
Type deal, right? Like he picked a location. He was telling me like how to move. He was telling me like where to position myself and stuff like that. And that was kind of like my first time, actually doing that. But like the way like he was setting up the camera and like the way that he was like moving the camera, and he was like, I have this idea in my head. We're gonna move here, and I'm gonna shoot it like this and stuff like that. I thought that was pretty cool seeing him do that, and making that music video. Like I said, he was like editing while he was like shooting, type deal, and I was like, whoa, that's kind of cool because he was like filtering out like the effects and stuff like that, and he was like showing me, and I was like, you know what, like this guy knows exactly what he's doing.
Yeah.
He caught, like I sent him the song before, and he was like, hey bro, I'm really excited to shoot this video. I already kind of know an idea of what I want to get. And then seeing like the clips that he like shot, and I'm like, dang, like this guy's like creative, and
It's nice too because it takes like weight off your shoulders too, because all you have to worry about is you performing essentially.
Yeah. Exactly.
Which is very nice.
Yeah, and just trusting, like knowing obviously like he's credible, he actually knows what he's doing, and just like having that taken off, like Carl said, like off your shoulders, because the execution is going to be there. So whenever it's time to deliver, you're gonna, not only are you gonna put out the music's fire, but like the storytelling piece with it is gonna match that. Because I feel like that's a lot of, because I'm a big like music video guy too, especially with the camaraderie, like when we're kicking it and chilling, just putting on videos, letting them play, like we're just talking and stuff, but you have something that you can look at and you're just like, oh, that's cool. And I think that more stems from like the creative like brain, like us doing what we're doing. It kind of nice to see like people doing creative stuff, and you're just like, damn, that's dope. Like it inspires you to kind of do something else. So yeah.
It's a 2-part question. What has it meant to you, and how much has it helped you that you get to do this with your friends?
Shit, bro. It means a lot, for real, bro. Like, I wouldn't be doing this with anybody else, like, because I'm comfortable around my friends, and I'm comfortable sharing ideas around my friends, and they're comfortable sharing ideas with me and keeping it real with me.
Yeah, the feedback.
And that's exactly what that's exactly what you need, Sometimes you make something and then you show it, you may be excited to show someone, and then they come at you with like, that's not it. And then you're just like, what, really? And then they be like, here, this is why it's not it though. And that's what I like about it, If I were to show this, to like a random person, maybe they'd be like, oh yeah, this is good, and like just never give it a second thought. So like having friends for that, that helped a lot for sure. And then like I said, the resources that y'all have and the resources that my other friends have, once we can put all of our resources together, we always make something magical.
Yeah.
So that helps, a ton, 10 times,
Yeah, that's kind of the cool thing too, is like, the plans we have for next year, and then building from that. It's like once we are able to finally have that creative hub, that creative space, and like work with each other, it's dope to see like we're all starting from the same like ground floor in our respective realm, but like we're all taking it super serious, being consistent. I'm pretty sure there's been times where, you put out something and you're like, damn, like not that many listens, but it's something you're truly passionate about what you're doing. And also you're not just like comfortable with just like, oh, I dropped a good EP, like good feedback on it, I liked how it sounded, I'm not going to continue to like push myself. Like you said earlier, showing us your unreleased can just tell like that you've been, putting in the hours, putting in the time, like going to studios, getting it mixed right, getting the feedback, and like taking your time with the projects like that. I feel like the way you're going about it is the right way, and I definitely think like it's only a matter of time, especially with your sound, and like you're just like the way you articulate your stuff. It's just very unique. Like Dorian came over probably like a couple months ago, maybe like 4 or 5 months ago. I think we were about to go out or something.
Yeah.
And we were just playing your 23 tape. And he was just like, damn, like, he was like, bro, he's like really good. And this is like someone that's not around you like we are. So it's cool to like for us to show like friends of ours you, and they're like, damn, like they're liking it. So it shows that you know what you're doing and you're going about it the right way. So.
And the randoms that we show too, because we always have artists on, and then for a majority of the shows, we always tell them about the people that we know during the podcast, and we'll show them after the podcast. And then there hasn't been one person who has like that was like, damn, he's good. And then they always say I fuck with his voice.
Yeah, I appreciate that, bro.
Yeah.
Like I said, I worked on that, you know. At first, you know, like whenever you're discovering your voice, you know, you go through a lot of trial phases, a lot of trial errors. But like now, I feel I'm at the point where, you know, I have a certain voice and people can recognize me off my voice type shit. You know, people have been like, "Is that you playing?" Like whenever I play a random song, I'm like, "Yeah, that's me." You're like, "Yeah, I can tell because of your voice." And I'm like, "Oh, really?" Like that gets me excited too, bro. You know, because I've been trying to work on that.
Do you think it's hard, I guess, with your style to have like people work with you collaboratively, like features and stuff like that, or have you been getting on people's songs or vice versa?
Yeah, I mean, shit. I've been working on some features, you know, because I've been thinking to myself, you know, I have to expand out, you know, I gotta start working with more people and stuff like that, you know, because you know I can of course carry these songs solo, but like I definitely want those features for sure, because there are artists out there that I just want to work with, and I've reached out to them and I have some features coming in from them. And like I have people that have reached out to me asking for features, you know, so like that, like getting those mixed in like that, like having someone like send me an open, right, or me sending them an open, stuff like that, it helps me figure out like different type of flows, you know, you feel me? Because every artist that I hit up has something different about them, you know, that I'm like, hey, I think I'll sound good with this, I'll sound good like that. So I like kind of strategically choose who I want to like actually make a song with and stuff like that.
And at the same time too, you're also tapping into their fan base, and that's the important thing, because obviously you want to grow, and the more people, the more ears you can get, the faster you're gonna grow.
Exactly.
One thing I asked, I think it was the last artist. No, well, they both were Mexican. But one thing I asked one of the last artists we had on was, what do you think you have to do to, I guess, put the Latino community on the map in the rap game? Because there's not very many of us in the rap game. Now you have like Mexican OT who's popping, but before that it was like, who was there? It was like SPM, but I was telling him I don't know how globally big SPM was, and then you had like Chingo Bling, but just because of his parody rap. So like, what do you think y'all have to do to like put the Latino on the map for the rap game?
Shit, man. Honestly, whenever I was thinking about this too, because whenever I see people like come up and they're Mexican, I always see them, you know, they always rep the Mexico flag. You know, you gotta, you know, that's a have to. You know, if you're a Mexican, you gotta be proud. You know, it's a lot about. I feel like right now it's a lot about heritage, and a lot of people are getting tapped in back into their heritage. You know, I feel like this is about that time. A lot of people are doing that, and for me, I kind of want, you know, just to be myself. You know, I feel like that's just what a Mexican is, bro. You just kind of being yourself. You know, there's not really much to it, bro. But like, you have pride in that country. You know, you gotta have to have pride where your parents come from. You gotta have pride in the struggle that they went through. You know, you gotta represent. For me, it's all about representation of all that struggle that they had to face. You know, and like just being your best self, knowing how to act. You know, but also like having fun. You know, and shit like that. The way we can push the Mexican community off the rap shit, you know, we could start tapping into the community, you know. When I say that, you know, we can start actually like shouting out the culture. We can start foundations on like Hispanics, you know, like a lot of like where I came from in middle school, it was like a majority Hispanic Black people. And we can like, I'd say like a good program that I was in was Boys and Girls Club. You know, kept me from doing like all that stupid shit, and like I had somewhere to go after school while my parents had to like, you know, wait for my parents to come pick me up. And like we can just start like tapping into like cultures like that, you know, because I feel like we're all kind of like intertwined and shit like that. And like if we really want to push it forward, we got to push it together, you know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, because you definitely like you hit the nail on the head. Like I feel like a lot of the elevation, like you have to continue to like kind of build off what like your family's legacy is, you know, especially like as a minority, and then like incorporating, you know, making music and doing what you're trying to do. Like you have to just take it serious, and also like you said, like show like who you are as a person. Like don't try to be something you're not, you know, like it's okay to like wherever you're from, like that's where you're from, and like embrace that and like bring that to the forefront, because people are gonna think that's dope, you know, especially like like he was saying, there isn't like a perennial like huge Mexican rapper, you know, so like whoever is there first, that person, they should feel it's their responsibility to basically help like the rest of the like Mexican people that are rapping or whatever to get them up to the forefront as well, because that's what you have to do, kind of like how Eminem did with like the white culture. Like he made it accessible for like white rappers to like want to rap and be able to, you know, stand on that pillar as well, you know. So
Both your parents from Mexico?
my dad's from Mexico. My mom's actually, she's from McAllen, Texas.
okay.
So she's from a border town.
You're from yeah. So what made you choose rap music then? Because you said earlier in the pod, growing up, Sunday morning, listening to music, cleaning, and majority of the time it's probably Tejano or somewhere along those lines. So like, why'd you choose rap?
It's because back when I was little, I used to hang out with my oldest sister a lot. And, you know, just where we were living, it was like the kind of music that her friends were listening to, you know, and she would show me, but like not really show me, but like I would hang out with her a lot, you know, because she's my older sister and she's going to have to take care of me. And she would play those music around me, you know. It would start off with like Nelly and shit like that. And it would start off with 50. And then I remember she put me on some Mike Jones and shit like that. And I remember listening to that and like liking it because it was different from what I was already listening to. You know, it was different from like the Spanish music that my dad was listening to, like cumbias, norteñas, and shit like that. And like the country music that my mom was listening to, because my mom loves country. So I would listen to that. But my sister always showed me something different, you know. And that's why I really got, like, I started gravitating towards hip-hop because I liked the way the drums were sounding. I liked the way how the bass made me feel when I was, like, in, like, a room with, like, good speakers and shit like that. So I liked the way that sounded. The way, like, they were rapping on flows and, like, and shit like that, like, rapping on beats. And the way that the beats were, like, mechanic. And, like, it's, like, a lot of these things that hip-hop does, like, I just love, you know, sampling.
For sure.
Shit like that. And, like, I guess, like I said, just hanging out with my sister, she put me on a lot of that. And that's my inspiration. Right.
Was it hard to, like, tell your parents you're making rap music?
Nah, I just let them find out.
Yeah. They didn't really care?
Nah, not really. I mean, like, they're kind of, like, my parents are kind of like, oh, okay, you know. How's your job? I was like, yeah, my job's good, you know, but I'm making music, you know, it's type shit. Like, my parents are like that. Like, they know I'm making music. They don't know how far I've gone, you know, with the music. You know? Yeah. I've told them that I've done a couple of shows and stuff like my music's, like, online and stuff like that. But they didn't really take it hard. They didn't, like, they hear me, like, record, you know, sometimes.
Yeah, do you think they, I guess, don't understand, I guess, how big that is, like doing shows and having thousands of listens?
Yeah, I think to them it's just, you know, I'm the youngest son, and this is like, to them I'm just like fucking around.
Okay.
You know, I guess that's what it is to them. So they don't really care. But like, I be showing them my music too, and they think it's good. And they're like, yeah, I like it, but like I said, well, like, I'm just gonna let the music do it. Like, I'm gonna do me. I'm gonna keep going. I'm progress, and then I'm gonna let them find out.
Yeah, exactly. Because they definitely, whenever, you know, you're like, you show them a check for whatever amount. It's like, look, I brought in a couple thousand for making music or going to the show or whatever. Yeah. I feel like that's for any parent, like whatever, you know, their kid's doing, whether it's gaming or you know, shooting videos on YouTube or making music. The parents are like, oh, okay, like this is like this could be a career. So I feel like definitely whenever that moment happens, it'll change a lot in that aspect.
Facts.
Is it hard, like, knowing that? Not that they don't support you, but just like how's work?
Nah.
It doesn't hurt anything.
Nah, because at the end of the day, I'm doing this to push them. You know, I'm trying to push forward our family and put us into positions that we ain't never been put in.
That's dope.
And just like, you know, just take us somewhere. You know, start us somewhere. You know, I'm just trying to do that. You know, so like I don't ever hold a grudge against them or anything like that. Because you know, at the end of the day, they're my parents. They did what we did. You know, to survive. You know, I'm grateful for that.
Yeah, and they gave you a better life than what they had, and that's all it's about. And you're making your path to give your kids, if and one day you do have them, the better life than what you've had.
Exactly.
Not that you have a bad one, but that's just how it's supposed to be. You're always supposed to build.
Yeah.
Since you come from basically Mexican heritage descent, do you ever plan on making like just a straight Spanish EP or like tapping into like, I don't even know what kind of music is Bad Bunny? Is it reggaeton?
Yeah, that's like
it's reggaeton.
Trap.
Would you tap into like that as well, or like straight singing?
Yeah,
Spanish
honestly,
music?
I've been thinking about doing like songs like some reggaeton songs and shit like that, bro, because I love those type of beats, bro. Like
They're
those
hard.
They're different, bro. They
They just make you want to party.
they just make you want to party.
Yeah.
I love that shit. But I know that if I'm gonna release it, I'm gonna make sure, you know, I get it right type shit.
Yeah.
Like I said, I want to do it, but right now I don't feel like I can. You know, I definitely like can try, but I want to know how to structure that first before I attempt it. You know, because like I said, everything to me when it comes to this music, it's about structure and how you structure it, because everything is structured differently, and that's how you separate music from genres and stuff like that.
Yeah, because no matter like, I guess no matter how big you are, but I feel like just that whole Latin descent puts on for them, and then since your dad's is from Mexico, I don't know if you have family down there that you go see, but like for them to be able to like listen to understand your music, and be like, hey, that's my cousin or whatever. For you to do that for them as well, because that's just more ears that you get, because it's just word to mouth, word to mouth, and it just spreads.
Yeah. I'm gonna say, I haven't seen my cousins in forever, bro. I'm actually planning a trip to go see them and my grandma this coming February. Yeah.
That's fire.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go see them and then go see what's up with them, bro. It's been years since I've seen them, bro.
That's have some good food, huh?
You know what I mean? But it's gonna be like a nice little reunion, bro. It's been long overdue, you feel me? So I'm also using this, like, you know, just to, like, kick back, you know, step back.
Definitely.
See exactly where we come from.
I feel like that's, like, inspirational, too, like, experiencing life. Like, you can't just be constantly working and then not having experiences to kind of not only get you remotivated, refocused, but also to where it's like, okay, like, I'm seeing this. Maybe it's going to, you know, create a creative spark over here in this aspect. So I definitely think that's important.
Yeah, because change of scenery is good, because that's what, like, he brought up Mike earlier, but that's what Mike does. Like, he lives somewhere for, was it 6 months or something like that?
3 to 4, 6 months at a time. He's like living nomadically. He's kind of chilled on it now. He's been in like Malibu like the last 9 months.
Yeah.
But like still like waking up every day and seeing the ocean, like, you know, like that's
or just waking up and seeing the mountains. Like, it just, every vibe is just different. And it's also too, because it's also just nice to get away and just, like you said, just reset everything. And then like look at what you're doing and be grateful for like what you're doing and what you do have.
Exactly.
That's nice. How often, like I don't think we ever asked to see it, but how much a week do you work on music?
Do I work on music?
Yeah. Like how serious do you think you have to, how many hours do you have to put in for you to be like, all right, like to take it serious, do you think?
Shit, bro. Every time I clock out, I clock in, you feel me?
Yeah.
So, like, every time I'm done with my actual day job, I go home, you know, eat, take a shower, and then I get on my computer, listen to beats, and then lay down at least, like, half a song. And then if I don't finish the song, I'll come back to it later the next day, you know? So, from the time I get off work, let's say, like, 6:30, to the time I go to sleep, let's say 12:30, I'm working on that music. If not, I'm just like either like stepping back, relaxing, you know, just writing down shit, or working on visuals, you know. So like I said, it's just constantly working, you know. I'm never stopping working type deal, you know. So like the amount of hours, you know, it's countless.
Man,
yeah, it's countless
for sure.
Yeah.
It's like it's a daily thing, even if it's just an hour or 30 minutes or whatever. Like, especially at the point like we're all at, it's just like if you have the time, like why not? You know,
Exactly.
kind of deal.
And then sometimes you just have to, when you don't have the time and you're tired, you just have to push through it. Because there's probably been times where you worked overtime at work for a lot of days out of the week, and like, dude, I just want to relax. Yeah, but you're like, well, I gotta make this music.
Exactly. Like I haven't got shit done. I need to finish it and shit like that, bro. And that's like really just keeps me up. But like I said, sometimes, you know, you run into a block, and then when that happens, you know, that's whenever I like step back, relax, go hang out with friends, go do something, try to get remotivated, like you said. And like I said, I feel like whenever I'm like around company, that's whenever I start getting my best vibes coming out. You know, when I'm around good company, good friends, and shit like that. That's whenever like I can really think. You know, and like whenever I'm making that music, like I said, sometimes I'll be like doing this hours, you know, late at night. Sometimes I'll be like staying up past 12, you know, like, cause I really like the way shit is sounding. And I just like need it to sound a specific way. And that shit takes me up to like 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, oh fuck, I need to wake up early and shit like that, bro. So like you said, just the hours, you know, countless hours, but the shit that I do, you know, shit I would love to do, so I don't really mind it and shit like that.
Yeah, that's why it's good to be around friends, just because, like, how you said earlier with JG, like, you just bounce ideas off each other. And just, like, when you're around more friends, and then especially around friends who not necessarily doing it, but, like, been around music long enough to, like, understand what it is, that just more ideas you can bounce off of each other.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And like I said, bro, like, we all have our different tastes in music, bro, so I always listen to different types of music when I'm around people, because, you know, I'm never the type to be like, yeah, let me get the aux type shit. I'm always like,
Nah, for sure.
I'm always like, nah, y'all got the aux, you know? Y'all can take over. And I'll be listening to the music, and I'm like, damn, this is dope. Like, I like what they do. Sorry. I like what they did with their voice.
Yeah.
And shit like that. And that's how I be getting inspired too.
I feel like that's dope that you do that too, because I've always kind of been like that as well. Like, especially in college, when I was like around my friends from like Denver and stuff, like, that's when I really got hip to like a lot of West Coast rap, because growing up in Texas, like, we're not really listening to it unless you're like a big artist. We're not really listening to like California West Coast rap. So like listening to like what they were putting on, and then when I would get on the aux, I'd be playing like Houston rap, like Travis Scott, and like a lot of Atlanta stuff, and they'd be like, "Oh, we don't listen to that." So it was cool to like you're saying, just to hear like what other people like, because music is very subjective. Like a lot of people, for example, don't like country, but it's like they really don't listen to country at all, or like have lived in, you know, a place where it's like, okay, this sounds good, or done stuff with country music or whatever. So yeah, I mean,
Country music's fire.
Love the country music.
Bro, that's one of my first, like I said, my mom used to play country music all the time. So like I have a special type of love for country music.
That's just fire. I also feel like it's important for an artist to be able to listen to other types of music, just because you can, for samples, for example, you can get a bunch of different samples, and then a bunch of different ideas of like sounds, word plays, the way they said certain things. Like, that's the other good thing about being able to listen to other music instead of just like rap.
Exactly, bro. Like I said, sometimes this shit just gets repetitive, overplayed, and then whenever I like listen to other music shit, like it be grabbing my attention, and I be taking like the way I be doing my reverbs. Like I said, like I was listening to this one Tame Impala song.
Man, I love that.
Bro, and the way that they like shift their voice, and like the way like they manipulate their sounds, like really inspired me into like manipulating how I do my reverb on my vocals in certain parts, and like doing low cut filters and shit like that, and shit like that shit like was changing.
Yeah, they're fire, bro. They're one of my favorite artists. Yeah.
Like I said, I like having my music feel something, you know, like I want, like whenever it plays in speakers, it like makes you feel something,
Like puts you in like a trance. Really, it's like when you're listening to a song, you're like, dang, like I'm just floating.
Yeah,
and then you're like,
like,
oh
exactly.
damn, 3 minutes, it's like the song's over.
Exactly. Like It's just like you listen to the whole, you're like, I don't even know what they're saying. I'm just like locked in though. You know?
Yeah,
Some
and
shit like
that going back to what you said about like reggaeton, like we don't know what the hell Bad Bunny's saying, but just like the beat and you just feel locked in. You're just like, man,
Exactly.
this is nice. This is
It's
good.
just a way that something makes you feel. You know, music is about something that makes you feel something.
Good
you know?
energy.
And like, if you can manipulate sounds to make people feel a certain way, you know, you're winning.
Yeah.
You know, that's what X did. You know, he started manipulating sounds and like frequencies and shit like that. And he started making songs where like, all right, this song is gonna make me feel this way because I'm going to make it feel that way type shit.
Yeah, and I feel like that's what kind of like Uzi does too. Yeah, really a lot of I guess those SoundCloud rappers.
Yeah.
Because they're all those songs like Uzi, X, was Trippy? Was he a SoundCloud rapper?
Yeah, he was.
Trippy,
Trippy, Juice.
like all those. They're just making it's still rap, but like the way the rap is sounding is like a rock rap or
Exactly. Now
a
it's
metal
different
rap.
divisions, bro.
Yeah,
It's different divisions.
Yeah,
Shit, you
that's dope. And then now you have like people like Yeat and like Destroy Lonely and like Carti is like an older rap, but still like you have like just the different genres, and it's like people will be like, oh, that's hip hop. Like, yes, it's just different though. Like, it's not probably what you would typically listen to, but it's like a nice taste or like take on it, you know.
And then you got the Skywater. He does
Yeah.
the fucking Jersey Club.
Yeah.
Like Jersey Club shit is like popping right now. Uzi did a single like that, and it's like it's different, you know, but it's still like under like a certain genre, you know. It's all like connected, you know.
What's Jersey Club?
It's like I don't know how to explain it. It's like whenever how do I explain this? It's like a certain cadence, like a beat. You know how like
Is
I Just
it-
Want to Rock.
I was about to ask. Is it
Yeah.
that's what Jersey Club is? I was okay, yeah.
Shit like
But that gets people going. Like when
Exactly.
when
Whenever-
people
it's like
hear
a
that
heartbeat.
song,
Yeah, it's like a
when people hear that Uzi, I Just Want to Rock, they start dancing or
They
just
start
like going
dancing,
crazy.
bro,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah,
Yeah, it says Jersey Club is a growing subgenre born out of Jersey Club music, but even as it gains popularity, the industry at large still doesn't know what to do with it. And then they said like some familiar Jersey Club songs or Just Want to Rock, Coil Roy's Players, Ice Spice, like people like that. I get it. So it's like I feel like it's like the 1, 2, 3 cadence and then move type vibe. Yeah. Yeah, that's
It's just
fire.
like this shit's fire, bro.
Yeah.
I mean that's really it for me.
Yeah,
like
this
we
is
just
episode 1 of 1,000 with Sias.
yeah
Sure.
we just talked off camera a little bit that I wish we got on camera, but I mean you've been in this apartment for the last 2 years since CJ moved in, so like you've been with us pretty much from the beginning, because I would say like last year was like our first real year.
No doubt. Didn't
so
make
you-
any excuses. Always
yeah.
did something.
Yeah, so you got to like see our growth and like how big we've grown and the type of people that we've gotten on.
Nice.
And at the same time, we've gotten to see your growth, and all this shit just started from this apartment, bro.
I know,
And it's
bro.
and
Shit's
it's almost
crazy,
over.
bro.
And it's almost over.
Crazy, bro. Like you said, seeing the people that come in and out of this apartment, bro. Fucking life-changing events, you know, life-changing conversations, you know, and like, I'm glad that I met y'all for real.
Yeah,
You know,
no, for
real.
sure,
like,
bro.
2 years ago, who would have thought we'd be doing this?
Yeah.
You know, we just a couple people that saw that, you know, we're working to get to where we want to be. You know,
Exactly.
and I fuck with that. You know, I fuck with y'all for still doing this, because a lot of people, you know, they just start it, they don't continue it, but y'all like, y'all have that thrive in y'all. Y'all have that hunger for success, and that's why I like hanging around y'all. You know, I like talking to y'all. And shit.
It's gonna be dope too, because we know whenever we look back at this, you know, 5-10 years from now, and like life's different for us because of the work we put in. It's gonna be like, damn, like no one can ever take that away from us. Like what we were doing in 2600 and like how special that is to us, and just the work, the ideas, the creation, like learning, like not having the best equipment, but knowing like we're making it work. And then we, you know, look one day and we're like, damn, we got a whole production team just running everything. We don't even have to do anything, you know?
Exactly.
It's like the progression and the appreciation and the humbleness and humility of knowing like what it takes to just build this and do it. So it's been fun, man. Like
Facts.
super excited for us to get our studio, because I have like a ton of ideas. I'm sure Carlos and CJ do too, where we want to really work with a lot of the artists we know and really like their music, and like help them make content and, you know, do cool art pieces and stuff like
Yeah.
that, and just continue to push each other. So I think this is
We
gonna be
have
dope.
something special coming out. I'm
Yeah.
sure you know, but we haven't told like the public or anything. But we have or a lot of other people. But we have something special coming out that it'll be dope to release. But like you said, I'm just I'm glad that we did a lot of things that we did in here. And like you said off camera, like we're in an apartment and we didn't really make any excuses, and we made do with what we had.
Exactly.
And I mean, even you got a video out of here. Like you and
Exactly.
CJ cleared the living room, and you did that one take, and you're like you did that in this apartment.
It's all, like I said, bro. It's all about visualization, bro. We visualize something and then we executed the plan. You know, sometimes it didn't go perfectly, but fuck it, that's when we improvised. You
Yeah.
know? And then like we made something. Like I said, every time we link up with each other, it's always something magical that comes out of it.
Yeah. And then all those, what was it, for a few weeks, you and the boys were coming over. Y'all just, you're over here punching in. Y'all making
Yeah.
songs together.
Yeah.
Y'all all made a song together. Like,
Hey, facts.
y'all did. I mean,
yeah,
yeah.
through with how it went, bro. Like
Yeah.
I said, we got CJ on the verse and shit.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Who knows when that's gonna be released?
Nah.
but I mean, yeah, man, we just, I'm glad that not only us, but you got to make something out of here and something special out of here, because that's what we want the studio to be. Somewhere where people can come create and it just be something special.
This is definitely it, bro. Like, yeah, welcome vibes, bro. You know, like whenever I first walked in here, y'all was over like, hey, what's up, bro? Like, how you doing? Like, oh yeah, me Casa's too, Casa.
Yeah.
Like, you just do whatever. You like, we're gonna be chilling type shit.
Yeah.
Bro. And like, I feel like you do that with all your guests, you know, and that's cool. You know, y'all cool like that.
That's one thing that I love about our friend group is no matter who somebody brings around,
Yeah,
they treat everybody the same,
exactly, bro.
even if it's the first
It was
time meeting
nice.
you.
It was nice, bro. Like I said, and then I saw a little bit of what y'all were doing, and I was like, these guys are fucking cool, bro.
Yeah.
Like, they don't fucking care. Like, they're just hungry for success, and they want to do what they want to do, and they have their mindset to that, and like, that's where I need to be around. That's who I need to be around. You know?
And it's like, it's dope to continue to meet people that are chasing whatever they want to do in life, because it's as motivating for all of us. There's a ton of times where it's like, man, like we're staying up super late, working super hard on whatever, spending all this money for no reward, but we know like whenever it starts to compound and the dominoes fall over, like it's gonna just overflow, and it's gonna be just like, damn, like this is why we did all this for these opportunities, and even like the opportunities we've created and had, you know, like, you know, shout out to Peyton and the boys, like seeing their success, going to their live show and like partying with them and stuff for their success. It's like, damn, like this is why we're doing what we're doing, to, you know, meet people like this and, you know, work with each other and support them and support each other. So it's awesome, man. I'm super excited to see what you do. Not only the rest of the year, but, you know, just 5-10 years from now, especially like the way you're working, what you got going is special, and, you know, don't give up, because I mean, it's super easy to just be like, damn, like
sure.
I don't need to do this no more.
I think you have a good enough team around you, people around you, to not let you give up. So
Yeah, I appreciate y'all, man. The support system really comes in handy, bro. For real.
I mean, just like he said, stuff going forward, but with the stuff going forward, the goals that you have for the last part of the year, early Q1.
So I'm working on a new music video with JG, you know, so keep an eye out for that. I have a music video that's gonna drop on 10/15. So October 15th is gonna drop, and it's on a weird day, but we decided to do it on that day because, you know, we needed to have time to like actually plan shit out and shit like that. But it's gonna drop then. Keep an eye out for that. It's gonna be one of the first music videos that he shot and made in his new like edit.
Final cut.
Yeah, and Final Cut and shit like that. So I'm excited for that to come out, because you can see like what he's been working on and shit like that. So like I said, October 15th, new single, new music video coming out.
Oh yeah,
Nice.
Oh, yeah, bro. Super excited for that, and, you know, anything we can do to help, you know, just like I said, like meeting people like Orange Jungles.
Yeah.
Hopefully we get the boy Ralph down here, and, you know, y'all
facts.
could work together, because I mean, you shoot a video with him, like, and what you're doing music wise, like, I'm sure it'll go crazy. So
Y'all put me on for sure,
Yeah.
bro. Like I
Yeah.
said, y'all put me on for sure, and I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Hey,
no,
we're
for
all
sure.
family, so
We're
we
all
just
family.
try to have everybody eat. At the end of the day, that's all it's about. There's enough room for everybody in here to grow.
Yes,
But before we hit this off, is there any shout outs you want to give, or any questions or anything you have for us?
Shit, man. Shout out y'all's fucking merch that y'all dropped, bro. That shit was fire.
Appreciate
yeah.
you. You got yours
It's in the mail.
in the
Okay,
mail.
bet.
in the
Bet.
Okay.
Yeah, let us know for sure. Let us know. Yeah, let us know. We're cooking up some stuff. Like, you know, we're trying to, and that's the thing too that people don't see. Like, not only are we making all the content, editing it all ourselves, doing all the business stuff as well, but like running socials, and then not even it's not like we have a team to design the merch. Like, we're having to design it ourselves and do all the operations and stuff. So it's a grind, bro, for real.
That shit sounds like a grind, bro.
Yeah.
Like to see it play out like that, bro. Y'all came out with some good shit.
Did you
bro.
see the post we just made today?
I didn't post it because
Oh.
it didn't come through clear side. Alex put in Dropbox. I got to re-download it.
Okay,
Yeah, so I'll probably post it tomorrow.
We'll show you here in a little bit.
Bet. Like I said, bro, that shit was fire. I bought 2 shirts.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
appreciate you, bro.
Appreciate
like
you a
that means
lot.
a lot because that helps us, you know, continue to put out not only more merch but get better equipment and, you know, do more cool stuff. So
Exactly,
And
bro.
it's just
Yeah.
like how it meant a lot for you to listen to your music while we're doing
Yeah.
whatever. It means a lot for you to just buy something that we made and just thought of.
Yeah.
Bro, like-
So yeah.
Like I said, bro, we all helping each other, bro. And actually, I bought one for my sister. She was the one that told me to buy one for her.
hell yeah,
Oh,
that's,
that's
fire.
fire.
Because I posted on my story. She was
Yeah.
like, "Give me one."
Yeah, that's
All right, bet, I
fire.
got you.
Yeah,
The one that worked at Top Golf.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
yeah, that's fire.
Yeah. I don't like saying people's names on here because
Nah,
I
for sure.
Yeah,
For
people
sure.
just get weird and whatnot. But again, thank you taking time out your day. It's long overdue, but I am kind of glad it happened now because you've had a lot more music. You've gotten a lot better. More music videos, whatnot. So I'm glad it's happened now rather than when it was supposed to. Like you said, it won't be the last one. I'm excited for your future. I really do think you have what it takes to make it to the top. And just best of luck to you, man. You got a good head on your shoulders. You got a good team behind you. So sounds like a recipe for success.
Seriously, bro. I'm gonna get a few more shout outs, bro. My bad. I forgot to get him at the end. But shout out fucking Tay. You know, he's doing his thing. He's working as an artist right now. You know, he's going up. And then shout out my boy Tyrelli. Tyrelli's trying to tap in as well, bro. You know, and me and him been tapping in on that fashion shit and shit like that.
Yeah, that's
you know,
fire.
Taking pics and shit like that.
That's good. Yeah,
And shit like that. So shout out them. Shout out JG, man. You know, with the videos and shit like that. And then just shout out y'all. Shout out Park Heart Talks. You know. Shout out Austin. Shout out Texas. Shout out Dallas Cowboys.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? Yes, sir.
Shout out the Dallas Cowboys.
Hey, they let us down this week, but it's okay. Long
Whatever,
season.
You know, we already been through this.
No, yeah, ain't nothing new. Ain't nothing new.
Ain't nothing new.
I was messing with my friend earlier. I ain't gonna say what I said, but he was like, "What's wrong?" And I was like, "I'm a Texas fan. I'm a Cowboy fan." No, he was like, "Oh, I understand." But y'all go check him out. It's Sias everywhere.
Yeah.
SIAS everywhere. Find them on Apple. Find them on SoundCloud. Find them on Spotify. Find them anywhere. Dope voice, dope music. It's not your traditional. It's not your traditional rap sound, but like, it's still something you can get down to, and you can just bump at any occasion. Exactly. That's the biggest thing too, because I'm not gonna wake up wanting to listen to like trap music.
Exactly.
yeah.
But I can wake up and just throw like your music on, or like something that's softer on. Like Gunna's like trap music, but like Gunna because it's softer.
It's a softer tone.
Yeah. And your music is just, you can throw it on any occasion, any time. So that's the other good thing.
I appreciate that. Appreciate that. For real.
But that'll do it from the boys over here at Opinionated. We'll catch y'all guys next time. Peace.
Peace.